was a big baby. Gotta sit though for the video. You're a very helpful meditator. Hello my friends, I'm Brett Larkin. Welcome back to my channel, and especially a huge welcome if you're new. Today we're just gonna rest. This class is all about just relaxing and restoring our energy. Zeus, are you excited? I definitely want you to have a bolster for this class. So bolster looks just like this. If you don't have an official yoga bolster, that's totally fine. Just grab 2 or 3 pillows from your bed or couch cushions. You can kind of wrap them in a blanket, fold over a big pillow, just anything that'll make this general shape is gonna work. And then if you have a yoga strap at home, that's gonna be great too, but not necessary. So with any restorative relaxing practice, I really like to dim the lights in my home, maybe put on some essential oil, lavender, or light some sage. So do what you can to sort of set the mood. I think it always makes the yoga go farther when you have that set up, relaxed atmosphere. And the first pose, you're just gonna grab this bolster or pillow or whatever it is you're using and put it underneath your knees. So we're gonna bring the spine into flexion and then into extension. So bolster or pillow underneath the knees. You can set a blanket underneath your seat as well to just get yourself really comfortable. Inhale, get tall. And then exhale, just fold forward. So we're coming into a very restorative forward fold variation that's really focused on opening the low back. Your hands can just lightly hold the outside edges of the feet and make sure your feet are really wide apart, almost as wide as the mat. Allow the chin to drop into the chest. Head is heavy like a bowling ball. Deepen your breathing. Just imagine any tension in the body dripping down your low back, just melting down your low back, down your sits bones, and falling away into the earth, into the ground. We'll refine this shape just a touch before being here quietly. I want you to think of your big toes moving forward in space and your little toes moving back in space. So really feel the foot flex. And then keeping that engagement, it's almost like the foot was flexed flush against a wall that you were pressing into. Keeping the feet really flexed. Inhale, find length in the spine. So come on up. Keep pressing, flexing the feet back. So again, my feet are super flexed. Big toe flexes back, little toe maybe presses into my palms to root forward. So you can think of it in either direction, big toes back, pinky toes forward. And with big toes back, pinky toes forward, see if you can get a little longer out of your low back. So send the heart forward and then exhale, fold. And I'm going to invite you to play with that 3 more times. So inhale, find a long spine, really engage the feet, press the feet into the hands if you can. And then exhale, get longer, fold. Once more, breathing in. We're kind of doing happy baby, just in a different configuration. See if you can find more length out of the low back, maybe even shimmy yourself tall. Exhale, fold. Let's do 5 breaths, keeping the feet active here. Big toes press forward, pinky toes press back. And you can try it the opposite way. Pinky toes press forward into your hands, big toes flex back. Just see what these different variations feel like for you, how they affect the sits bones and low back. 2 more breaths. Good. And now you'll allow yourself to totally surrender. Feet no longer have to be flexed. Let the upper body drape towards the floor. Let gravity take over here. And I'm feeling called to support my head. So if you want to look at the screen, I made a little bridge with my blocks, and I'm going to let my head rest on the blocks. You can do something like that, or just let your chin drop into the chest. It's going to give you more traction, more opening in the sacrum, low back area. Fully rest here. No more gripping the feet. No more flexing the toes. And just soften the jaw. It's almost like you just wanted to fall asleep here. With every out breath, just invite yourself to become more and more relaxed.
you begin to deepen the breath. Send the breath into the low back, down into the lower body. Imagine the breath swirling into the left hip and left low back, and swirling into the right hip and right low back. Really use your hands and walk your hands up your legs, keeping your head heavy. So it's the last thing to come up. And just set any blocks, if you use them, aside. Just sit with me in a cross-legged position just a moment, just to notice the effects of that one posture on your energy. So just finding a tall spine, palms face down on the knees or thighs. Deep breath in. And out. Deep breath in. And out. Notice how the low back feels. Notice how the whole spine feels. And again, just call to mind energetically how you feel different after a relaxing restorative forward bend like that. Perhaps more introspective, perhaps more calm, more grounded. But don't let me put words in your mouth. Just observe what that shape helped cultivate for you. Good, and we'll move into our second pose now, which is a counter to the one we just did. So you're going to take your bolster or makeshift bolster the long way on the mat, right up against your seat. Soles of the feet will touch, so many of you have probably done this before, where butterfly pose in the legs, and then you're going to recline back onto the bolster. Before you do, if you have the strap and you have it available, make a loop in this. It's pretty wide, so you can put the strap over your body. And then the strap's going to rest right at your low back, and you may need to make it even longer still, and then come around your feet, like so. And then you'll just tighten up the strap. So you just feel a little bit of low back support. It shouldn't feel tight or uncomfortable. And then even if you don't need blocks, if you have blocks, put them under the thighs. Because again, we want to protect and neutralize the low back, and sometimes this position, if the knees are just flopped open, you could also do couch cushions or rolled up towels or blankets. I really like doing this Supta Baddha Konasana always with support under the thighs. So while it's not mandatory, if you just have low back issues like me, I really recommend it. And then gently lower yourself down onto your support. Adjust once you get there. So maybe you want to lengthen your tailbone forward. And so many options for the arms here. You can have them wide in a cactus shape, which is what I'm very drawn to, or you can have them in a V shape, a little higher, or you could have the arms alongside the body, palms face up. You could also take one hand to heart and one hand to belly. And there will be some of you for whom this just won't feel good on your low back. And if that's the case, if you have blocks or support, take that block or support higher. And that usually solves the problem. And if that still doesn't solve the problem, just take the soles of the feet to the floor. Yeah? And you can dip the knees into touch with your feet as wide as the mat. So, settling in here. Deepening the breath. Closing the eyes, and if you have an eye pillow or just a shirt or sweatshirt or towel nearby, drape that across the face and the eyes for a little bit of blackout. You want to feel a gentle opening across the chest. And no strain in the low back or lower body, so modify as needed. You can always take soles of the feet to the floor as wide as the mat and knees into touch if any low back tweaking is going on. The real purpose here is just to open the heart and come into a little bit of a mild back bend. So you can do whatever with the legs. You could even take them long. Breathe into the chest. Use the breath to really open the upper ribs. Allow yourself to be held here, supported by the floor. Do a quick body scan and just notice if any area of the body is still holding tension or slightly tweaked or not feeling fully comfortable. If that's the case, do some kind of adjustment now to fix that, to help that part fully relax. Doesn't matter what this pose looks like from the outside. Only that every muscle can relax on the inside. Slowly just begin to deepen your breath. Don't move anything yet, just deepen your breathing. Feel how connected you are to the floor. Try to just tap into how supported you feel. Maybe you're carrying a piece of that support, that sensation of being supported with you. And to gently move the fingers and maybe prop the elbows into the ground, chin into chest. And pressing yourself up. And if you have had the knees open in this Baddha Konasana position this whole time, gently pull them into touch. And then wherever you are, just take the soles of the feet to the floor. Hold opposite wrists or elbows and just allow the upper body to round forward and the low back to round. Just letting the low back release after that gentle opening, chin into chest. Just kind of giving your knees a hug and letting everything drape and be heavy. Look in towards your navel. And 2 more breaths. Good. And then set any props aside. Just come back to that comfortable cross-legged seat. Sit tall. Palms face down on knees or thighs, and just notice how that last posture made you feel along the spine and then energetically. Maybe you feel lighter or more open, that you have this receptive energy in the space of the heart and across the chest. And dip the chin and really gently open the eyes. And just to round out our time together, we've taken the spine into flexion and extension just to neutralize and also just ground our energy. We're just going to end with a really simple little twist. So just inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, take the right hand to the left knee. So twist the same way as me or whatever way you want. Super simple. Inhale, get tall through the spine. Exhale, pull the navel back and roll the shoulders more towards the side wall to twist. 2 more breaths. Inhaling, finding your length. And exhaling, twist. And gently come back to center. You can take a little counter twist to the other side, maybe just folding forward. And then inhale, reach both arms up. This time exhale, left hand to right knee. And breathe in, get tall. Exhale, twist. So that right hand kind of navigates behind you. Don't force anything here. This isn't about coming into the deepest twist you've ever done. We just want to bring the spine back into neutral, replump all our intervertebral discs after this juicy restorative work, and just kind of draw our energy back into center. And last breath. Good. And you can then gently counter twist to the other side, just bowing forward, giving a kiss to a dog baby if you have one there, and then come back to center. Let's gather the hands at prayer at heart center. Deep breath in, filling up belly, ribs, chest. Exhaling powerfully, deeply through the mouth. 2 more deep breaths in. Exhaling mouth. Last time. Inhale your most full, complete breath. Feel the chest rise. Open the mouth. Make that HA sound. Good. And just notice the quality of your whole being now, having completed this restful practice as compared to when you started on the mat. You can bring your thumbs to your third eye if you want, just honoring this intuitive wisdom that brought you to your mat, brought you to class, knew that you needed time to rest and restore. From that place in me, I honor you. That is the meaning of Namaste. From my heart to yours, Namaste. If you enjoyed this class, please don't forget to hit like, subscribe to my channel here on YouTube, and leave me a comment down below, just some hearts or emojis, especially if you made it all the way to the very end. I would love to hear if you feel more relaxed. So leave me a heart emoji or just say yes in the comments below. And also if you liked seeing Zeus, baby zebras. So much love. Next time.